I will be explaining this Chen's diagram basing on the database tables that were given to us. There were 19 database tables, and here I'm going to explain more how this Chen's diagram comes about. So to begin with, I'm using draw.io here, and it's what I'll be using it's what I use to create my Chen's diagram. And now, because this is an Ubuntu machine, does not run Windows, so I've not used Microsoft Visual or any other. Draw.io was more convenient. So here, to begin with, where you're seeing for example, laboratory test, this is a rectangle. When we come here, I hover here, you see this entity comes. When I hover, it shows that tooltip of entity. So entity is a real world object. It can be living or non-living. So an entity like a laboratory test is something that we base on to create a table. So laboratory test is already a table the other side, so here we give it an entity. We record it as an entity. Then here you're seeing a kite, which is a relationship. A relationship shows how two entities connect, what do they share, the information they share. For example, laboratory test and user have something in common. So here we also see some that are in oval shapes. Oval shapes, when we come here, we see it's an attribute, and where you see an underline, it means it is a primary key. For those that don't have underlines like this one, when I hover here, you see attribute, it is it's just an attribute without a primary key. So it also identifies it's a column. An attribute is more of a column that has records in a database. So here we see that we created this Chen's diagram, and there are many relationships between these entities which are squares, and the attributes that are columns in this table. In this case, we see these that are underlined are primary keys, and those that are not just attributes and are columns that hold records in this table. So here we have something we call a multivalued attribute, and these they can be subdivided. For example, a first name and last name. For an attribute which is multivalued, you will type name in the multivalued attribute, then split it in two different attributes that are splittable. For example, first name and last name can be split from name, and that's how you create the Chen's notation.